What's up, comic book fans? And welcome to Comics Icon. Now, JJ, what they call me. And today, man, we're about to embark on a journey to one of Marvel's most iconic events. Now, last week I made a post asking all of you which past story you want to hear the most, and the story y'all chose was Time Runs Out. Most of you, at least. Which, this is the prelude to the 2015 version of Secret Wars. Now, as I mentioned in a previous video, I had been away from comics for quite some time until recently when I decided to dive back in. So this is a story that I'm roughly familiar with from listening to breakdowns from other YouTubers, but I never actually read it for myself. So when I started to read up on Time Runs Out, I realized that it's not necessarily the ideal place to begin this story since so much went down leading up to it. There was new characters that I did not know, which made it a little bit confusing if I'm being totally honest. Now, I'm sure some of you seasoned readers might have a little something to say about this, but then there are probably a bunch of people out there like myself that would love to hear this story from the beginning, especially since the next big MCU Avengers movies will focus strongly on this story. And there's even rumors that the next Doctor Strange movie will incorporate Time Runs Out. So with that being said, I want to go back and start at the beginning of Jonathan Hickman's Avengers and New Avengers storylines. Now, I know this is a huge journey we're about to embark on since those was two separate and pretty long stories, but because for the most part they kind of bleed together to tell one big epic story, we're gonna weave back and forth through them since they mostly came out together side by side leading up to Time Runs Out and Secret Wars. Now, before we get started, one thing you need to know about author Jonathan Hickman's writing is that he tends to start at the end, then back to the beginning, and then kind of work his way up through to connect the story. So if you get a little bit confused in the beginning, don't worry, it'll all make sense eventually. So if you are like me and want to know more about this huge story and event, and you want to see how it's all gonna differ from the MCU, which we all know will, y'all know what time it is. Let's get it. So we're gonna begin this story with the first issue of New Avengers. And the first issue starts back in the past with the Illuminati. Years ago, the most powerful men in the world voted on whether or not to run the world in secret. Only one of them disagreed, as Iron Man says. T'Challa? T'Challa responds, "I'm telling you now, in this, walk away from this table and go home." Wow, T'Challa, you just decided all by yourselves that you are the Earth's protectors and that you, and only you, not your teammates or family, are trustworthy enough to include in the process? What happens when you disagree? When one of these earth-changing moments finds you all at odds with each other, here in a secret meeting, what happens then? Walk away, now. And as we know, they did not. Which now brings us to the current moment, as we see Reed Richards, and he says, "Everything dies. You, me, everything on this planet, our sun, our galaxy, and eventually the universe itself. This is simply how things are. It's inevitable, and I accept it." Then we get Wakanda, 26 hours ago. "There it is. I told you we'd be first. The games are designed to find this generation's potential makers, Kimo. And the last time I checked, seeing the finish line isn't the same as crossing it." "Yeah, but it does mean we're close, Nkono. We solved the golden paradox. We found the lost tribe. And then we decoded the structure of the artificial man. This is all that remains between us and the prize." "What do you think it could be, Todori? Money? Glory?" "I'd settle for a jetpack. Who knows? The Council of Progress makes a list of recommendations before the royal family decides which..." "Hold on. Wait. This doesn't make sense. It's just a list. Locations, maybe?" "Not places, Todori. Names. A very specific list of great parts. They formulated the existence of the Sundiata Code, a hidden cipher within the region's oral history. It's a theory about tradition, of exactly how Wakandan excellence has been passed down through the generations. Passed down through blood." "Ah, I see. Blood." As he cuts his hand and then activates the machine with the blood. So we remember where we came from, on the way to where we are going. Huh? Stellar cartography, a map of our solar system. Count Chemo, 12 planets. It's not ours. But it is where you are headed. My king, this is not Necropolis, child. To the living, I am simply the Black Panther. Congratulations, makers. On your feet. Stand tall. You are the finest of your generation. Chemo, Todori, very, very well done. Nkono, your father's grandfather was Wakanda, the Black Panther of his time. He was called the Wall, and now his spirit, like all other previous Panthers, lives within me. I feel his pride when I look at you. Pride. Pride and not shame, which is what we feel for the world out there. Great societies are crumbling around us, and the old men who run them are out of ideas. So all eyes turn to you, our children, to build us something better. This is M23-671A, an M-class planet circling an orange dwarf 241 light years away. The west has abandoned space, and the east crawls when it could run. As a result, Wakanda now possesses the preeminent space program on the planet. But we must do more. Go farther, to somewhere no human has ever been. Your prize makers are the stars themselves. The stars? Oh wow, I know. You dream a thing, and the idea that it could become real. Amazing. Hey, do you guys feel that? Like little micro tremors. I'm not seeing anything. No, he's right. I can feel it now. Something's coming this way. As we see a giant rhino running that way. Look out! Ooh, something really spooked him. Did you see that? It was like... Yes, I saw it. As T'Challa notices there's a strange energy field and he reaches his hand through and then he looks back to the group. Stay here. And he goes through it. And when he crosses into it, we see a whole nother Earth. And we notice some people seem to be jumping out of it onto his. Goddess, Black Panther says. As we see who it is. Somebody who we ended up learning is called the Black Swan. And she begins to speak in a language which I'm not even finna attempt to voice over. You get the picture. But she starts to talk. As the Wakandans seem to have followed T'Challa through the incursion wall. He's said to stay on the other side. It's just look, Ngono. Where's your spirit of... Quiet. As we see the Black Swan start to talk to her people and one of her guys seems to activate a device. Did anyone notice that there's a giant planet hanging in the sky? They came from there, replies the Black Panther. What do you think they're doing here? Why don't we ask? No, Kimo, wait. Can't do it, Todori. Duty calls. Besides, what kind of future astronaut explorer is afraid of a little first contact? Hello, welcome to Wakanda. Kimo, stop. Hello. As she starts to talk, we still don't understand the language that she speaks. What is that she's speaking? Is it Akkadian? Order, Black Panther replies. Hi, Sumaria. And you speak English. So it's one of those Earths. She finally speaks in a language that we all understand. You can understand me? Yes. The world in the sky. Is this, whatever this is, it's your doing? My doing? Yes, I am a black swan, but no man or woman can summon an incursion. We simply live with the lost and give the great destroyer his due. Rabun Allah, he is impatient and his appetite endless. That doesn't mean anything. Oh, it means everything. Tell me, if I told you I came here to kill a world, would you try and stop me? I would do more than try. Of course. And she tells her group, kill them. And they open fire. As they open fire, Black Panther puts up a shield. No! As they notice, 2 of the young Wakandans were killed in this attack. So of course, in Wakanda, oh, that's a big no-no. If somebody trespasses on Wakanda and kills one, everybody's dying. The Wakandans don't play that mess. And of course, they fight against these guards, but are pushed back. There! They are headed back into the jungle. Do not let them reach the incursion wall. Switch to thermal. Something is wrong, Black Panther says. I should have been able to jump us all the way back to the royal city. Whatever this place is, interferes with localized space-time. Good, I don't want to leave. Kimo, Todori, they killed my brother, my sister. We must go back and make them pay. No, Think, Nkono. This could. You will return and inform the city. Understand? Our people have already lost too much today. I would not forfeit our entire future. It seemed like such a perfect day. And then, no! My king, as Nkono is shot. I have you, Nkono. I'm here. My king, I see. Yes? What do you see, Nkono? Tell me what you see. I see them, my king. I see the stars as he dies. And now Black Panther is pissed. Y'all finna fuck around and find out. As we go back to the Black Swan and her group. Do you have it? Yes, as agreed. Good, then give it to me. Unless you want to pay the offering. Can you do that, sweet Manifold? No. Then she smacks him. Then what good are you? Then we see Black Panther coming through and he wreaks havoc on those soldiers that killed his people. And then we go back to Black Swan and Manifold. So I escape only to be murdered here? In this Eden? I made all this possible. You don't have to do this. You're wrong. This is how it is. You said I would live and not die. I said nothing of forever. And then she blasts him with her eyes. The wheel. It is relentless. Tell me, if I told you I came here to kill a world, would you try and stop me? Then she clicks the button on the device. Baru! She destroys the world. Just then, Black Panther emerges from the shadows and knocks Cold out. Then we see the destruction that she just caused. Once the goddess spoke, and I was given a prophecy, a word spoken in fire and flood, a word of dead kings and hopeless causes, of the future lost and of worlds dying, of fallen angels and lost souls. When facing the end, when everything around you crumbles, when everything withers and dies, who answers the call of desperate men? The Illuminati. And it's now the very next day at the necropolis at Wakanda. Goddess, oh goddess, save me from what this world demands. Save me from righteous men. Save me from thinkers. Save me from summoners. Save me from midnight kings and the devil himself. Oh goddess, save me. Save me from what we are about to do. As we see that T'Challa had no choice but to bring in the Illuminati to Wakanda. And that's the end of the first issue, ladies and gentlemen. Jonathan Hickman's Avengers, New Avengers. This story is long, but it is lit. If y'all like me and can't wait to see what happens next with these incursions, oh my God, y'all know what to do. Help a brother out. Drop a like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more icons in the comic book world. Y'all come back now, y'all hear? If y'all want the next issue. But y'all know what time it is. I'm out this thing. Peace.